Welcome to Santa Barbara and to the CCL Baseball on the Foresters Broadcast Network. Today's game is the restoration of the rivalry between the Santa Barbara Foresters and the Santa Maria Indians. I'm Hunter Shoemake, and welcome to Santa Barbara High School for a Sunday afternoon game. Tanner Grove gets a start on the hill for the Santa Barbara Foresters, and for the Indians, Drew Capel, Jarom Damery, and Blake Gregory scheduled in the opening inning. A few minutes before 2 o'clock, and the first pitch from Grove gets us underway. Ball away at the knees to Drew Capel. After Gregory, the third batter will be Garrett Geenan, Dom Banducci, Chris Johnson in the middle. On the back end is Rocco Mucilli, Cesar Garcia, and Hayden Hall. That's going to end up hitting Capel, and a leadoff hit batsman starts the game for the Santa Maria Indians. And for the second straight day, the Sturs have a starting left-hander on the hill. Grove worked his freshman year with Cal. Had 8 appearances on the season. Hits the first man he faces. Now here's Damery. Strike one. Santa Maria Indians playing their 5th game of the season, their 3rd CCL game. 3-1 overall record. They are 1-1 in the CCL. That's on the outside corner. 0-2 on the number 2 batter, Damery. The Indians back in the CCL this year, playing as an affiliate in the CCL North. Runners on the move, and that's outside of first. The Indians in their first CCL matchups of the season in late May against the Slow Blues split that 2-game series. Remains 0-2 on the starting shortstop for the Indians. 1 on, nobody out. The defense for the Sturs, Josh Woodworth is at third, Joseph Sandusky at short, Marcus Grease at second, Wylan Nelson at first. Zane Becker does the catching in the outfield. Nick Salmon, Makani Navarro in center, and Kurt Ippolito is in right. That's a strikeout, 1 away.
Now batting, number 2, Blake Gregory.
1 on, 1 out. Here's Gregory. And the game plan today for the Sturs, have Tanner Grove go 4, possibly 5 innings, similar to yesterday's situation, then open up the bullpen. Yesterday, Jack Fowler got the win. Only needed 53 pitches to get through 5. First pitch strike on Blake Gregory starts behind the plate today for the Indians. And as this game progresses, we'll talk about the history between these two programs. These two franchises that have had a lot of history going back to the 1950s and even in recent years under the eye of Bill Pintard. Now in his 32nd year as the manager, has seen a lot of games against the Indians. Trying to spin out of the way, but a second hit batsman in this opening inning. Gregory wears it down to first. 2 on, 1 out for the Indians. And for the Foresters, they had their opening day game yesterday against the Philippines Baseball Group, an affiliate of the CCL South. The Sturs, an easy route, 13-1. But what Bill Pintard said is loved how his team played. Yes, put up 13 runs, but the tiny details. Really loved what he saw yesterday. But the Indians threatening early. Garrett Geenan, strike 1. Capel, the lead runner at second, Gregory at first. Tanner Grove on the hill. 4-pitch mix for the starting left-hander who just finished up with Cal his freshman year. The four-seamer, right around 88 miles an hour, works in his slider, curveball, and a changeup. That misses upstairs 3-1. What an opportunity for the Indians, who have already taken down a CCL opponent this year. Actually, their first game of the season, back on May 29th, took down the Slow Blues 7-5. Then lost to the Blues the next night 13-1. But the Indians back in the CCL and have an opportunity here in the first. Full count. And since that series with the Slow Blues, they have played the last 2 days against the East LA Dodgers. Yesterday, won 16-0, and then the day before that, 11-0 win over East LA. That was a non-CCL game. But the Indians accustomed to putting up runs this weekend. Second strikeout of the inning for Tanner Grove, 2 down. Massive K for the cause for the starting left-hander. And that brings up Dom Banducci at the 5 spot. Slice down the line, out of play. Banducci defensively in right field today for the Indians. So we just went through the 4 games being played by Santa Maria to this point. 3-1 overall record, 1-1 CCL record. But welcome back to the Indians, back into the CCL. The original Indians were founded in 1944 and then ended up folding in 2008, a hiatus until a couple years back. Revitalized by a local coach in the area. Now back in the CCL as an affiliate. It was a big goal for the Indians just to get back into the CCL, and here they are. But a chance for Grove to get out of the inning. That's fouled off to the right now to play by Banducci. 2 hit batsmen and 2 strikeouts so far. That gets him looking, and a strikeout ends the inning. A pair of hit batsmen and 3 Ks for Grove in the first. Scoreless through a half. Forsters coming up next.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Back at Santa Barbara High School, Eddie Matthews Field, the Santa Barbara Forester lineup is this today, Game 2 for Bill Pintard. Marcus Grease leads off at second base. Kurt Ippolito to bat second in right field. Wyland Nelson will be at first, batting third. In the cleanup spot will be Josh Woodworth at third. Nick Salmon bats fifth in left field. Caleb Hoover, who was on the hill yesterday, is the DH, batting sixth. Makani Navarro to bat seventh in center field. Zane Becker in the 8-hole does the catching. Joseph Sandusky in the 9th spot in the starting shortstop today for the Sturs. And they'll be facing a starting right-hander, Julian Diaz Resendez, on the hill today for Santa Maria. The defense on the infield for the Indians, Hall is at third, Dan Marie at short, Mucilli at second, Cesar Garcia is at first. The catcher, Blake Gregory. In the outfield, Garrett Geenan, Drew Capel in center, Dom Banducci is out in right on an overcast day from Santa Barbara. It was a gorgeous one yesterday, a little bit warm for all the players during BP. And in that first base dugout that the Foresters occupy, the sun sets behind the third base dugout, giving them some rays late yesterday on opening day when the Sturs routed the Philippines baseball group 13-1. Jack Fowler picked up the first win of the year, just needing 53 pitches to go 5 shutout innings, just a single hit rather, and actually just 2 hits the entire game for the Philippines. Pitching staff was locked in yesterday for the Foresters. And that's going to bring up Marcus Grease. Was in the top spot yesterday and resumes that role in Game 2. And Marcus, an impressive first day with the Sturs, 2 for 5. 2 RBIs as well for the man at the top spot of the order. First pitch from Diaz. Resendez will miss inside to Marcus. Ball 1. And a drilled ball in the left center field. It's a long run, and that ball is at the wall. Grease into second to start the ball game. Capel had a jump on it, couldn't make the play, and a hard hit ball starts the ball game. Grease, the leadoff double. And that's going to bring up Kurt Ippolito. So Kurt found himself yesterday in the 7-hole. 2 doubles, a single, an RBI, 2 runs scored, and 2 stolen bases. Finds himself now batting second. What a day yesterday for Kurt. And if you were with us yesterday, Ippolito was not with the Foresters last year, but had limited action in 2024. Back in Santa Barbara, and what a first game. Ended up going 3 for 5 with that RBI. Lays it down. Garcia will be cut off by Diaz Resendez. He's aboard safely. Over to third, Grease, and Ippolito. Placed perfectly. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
Now batting number 28, Wyland Nelson.
And the Sturs an opportunity to pick up right where they left off yesterday. In perpetuity, the Sturs scored in every inning since the 3rd of yesterday's ball game. And that 13-1 win on opening day. Runners on the move at first. Ippolito down to second and in safely. And Kurt already has picked up his 3rd stolen base of the season. And the Sturs now 7 for 7 for stolen bases on attempts this year. And with that stolen base, we could talk about what Bill Pintard said about yesterday's game. Even though a lot of these players just showed up a few days prior to opening day, the Sturs had a good number of practice days, and the manager in his 32nd year so pleased with how all the players adapted Forester baseball and the style that the Sturs like to play and want to play. Hit and run situations, getting the ball in play, Obviously, the 6 stolen bases yesterday. Timely hitting with 2 down. Everything that the Forsters did yesterday. It's now 1-1 on Nelson. In the air to left, Geenan for out number 1. And Grease will hold at third base. So Wyland Nelson unable to bring in the first run of the game. But now that brings up Josh Woodworth. The Ventura native stands in with 2 on, 1 out. Slider is located strike 1. And Julian Diaz-Resendez an opportunity and just trying to work around this traffic after back-to-back hits starting the game for the Forsters. The double in the gap and then the bunt single by Ippolito. 0-2. Ball 1. After Woodworth, the number 5 man, Salmon, to stand in for the first time this summer. One ball and 2 strikes on Woodworth. He was fooled. 2 down. Strikeout number 1 for Diaz-Resendez.
Now batting number 15, Nick Salmon.
And that's now going to bring up Nick Salmon. RBI chance for the starting left fielder today. And Nick spent last year with Golden West CC, and actually the year prior, he redshirted with UC Santa Barbara 2 years ago. Strike 1. The Newport Coast native. Two-way player. Had some run on the hill this year. Also had 157 plate appearances, rather ABs, with Golden West CC this past season. It's 1-1. And Nick recently committing to Oregon State for next year's season. But Diaz-Resendez now ahead in the count, 1-2, with 2 in scoring position. Can Salmon bring home the first runs? The lead runner is Grease at third. Fell back off the mask of Gregory. Salmon stays alive. Forsters yesterday went 10 for 35, hit 286 in game 1. But of those 10 hits, 4 extra base hits, 2 of which off the bat, the man who currently stands at second, Ippolito, pair of doubles. But notably, the Zane Becker grand slam in the 7th really pushed the game out of reach for the Philippines. That is a foul tip to end the inning. Diaz-Resendez works around back-to-back hits to start the inning, retires the next 3 after 1 scoreless from Santa Barbara High School.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Johnson, Muchili, Garcia, 6, 7, 8. For the Santa Maria Indians, ball one to Chris Johnson, the DH, in the third CCL game of the season for the Santa Maria Indians. Already a pair of games against the Slow Blues. And it's interesting, too, for the Indians playing the Slow Blues, who really the Foresters now consider their main rivals. But for the longest time, Santa Maria and Santa Barbara were big baseball rivalries. As Tanner Grove falls behind 3-0 to the DH. That's in their strike one. In terms of rivals, when these two teams really played in the 1950s, the Indians and the Foresters typically battled for the championship. And the CCL at the time was called the Central Coast League. And it was the original Foresters who then disbanded in '62, playing the Santa Maria Indians for the championships during the 50s. Here's a 3-2, and a strikeout starts the inning. Grove battles back. He's now K'd 3 straight. Going back to the last inning, 1 away. First pitch misses away to Rocco Muchili, the number 7 batter and starting second baseman. Two and 0. If you're joining us late, the defense for the Sturs: Woodworth at third, Sandusky at short, Grease second, Nelson at first. Becker does the catching. In the outfield, Salmon in left, Navarro center, Ippolito right. 2 balls, 1 strike on Muchili. Another 3-ball count. It was a 20-pitch first inning for Tanner Grove. 3-1. Hard hit, base hit. Muchili is aboard. First hit of the game for the Indians comes with 1 out in the second. The Indians had 2 on, 1 out. Capel was stranded at second after back-to-back Ks by Grove to end the inning. Has to deal with the 1-out single by Muchili. It's now Cesar Garcia. 1 on, 1 out. Slider down, blocked by Becker, but down to second. Muchili on the ball in the dirt. Runner in scoring position for the second straight inning for the Indians. Remember, a team that has put up 27 runs in their last 2 games and conceded none, granted against the East LA Dodgers, non-CCL team. But still, getting a lot of base runners every inning and able to push them in. It's now 2-1 on Garcia. Ball 3. The CCL comprised of 10 full-member franchises, along with 5 affiliate teams. Indians being affiliate of the North. Played down to second as Muchili gets back in safely. It's Marcus Grease over there at second base today. After Marcus started at short during the opening day game for the Sturs. The count is now full, and Grove continues to fall behind but continues to grind his way back into these plate appearances. That's down the line in right, foul ground, and will fall right in front of the Forster bullpen. Remains 3-2. After Garcia, the number 9 man, Hayden Hall. Runner in scoring position for the second straight inning for the Indians. Off the end of the bat, stays alive. And the Indians were founded in 1944, actually won the NBC tournament in 1982 over the Alaska Glacier Pilots. The Foresters have won 10. Skied on the infield, and Grease has out number 2. And what Bill Pintard said to me earlier today about the Santa Maria Indians is he really built the Foresters and continued to grow the Foresters under the same profile that the Indians followed. The way that they were able to bring in guys from not just their local area, different colleges around the country, and really the standard on the West Coast early on. Of course, stark rivalry was created between the Indians and the Foresters. That's a strike on Hayden Hall, the number 9 batter, with 1 on, 2 down in a scoreless game. And before the Indians folded in 2008, and Bill Pintard taking over as a manager in 95. Those years between 95 and 08, a lot of hard-fought games up in Santa Maria and also in the Santa Barbara area. A lot of passionate fan bases as well during those times. It's 1-1. Strike 2. And Grove is 1 pitch away from working around a 1-out single and another runner in scoring position. It's 1-2. Got him swinging. 5th strikeout for Grove and works around the 1-out single. 3 stranded so far for the Indians through 1.5 scoreless through 1.5 in Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Caleb Hoover digs in for the Sturs. Scoreless game, bottom of 2. It's Hoover, Nabarro, Becker, 6, 7, and 8. And it was Hoover who made his Forster debut yesterday on the Hill. Was the second man out of the pen. Threw 19 pitches in the one inning that he threw. That is lined into the gap in right center field, and Hoover just needs 2 pitches to get on to start the second. So Hoover's first plate appearance results in his first hit of the summer. So a returning Forster gives way to another returning Forster, Makani Nabarro. Makani yesterday, in his 5 plate appearances, reached safely on 3 occasions. He was hit by a pitch, 2 walks, 2 runs scored from Makani, also a stolen base for number 7. Just misses away, ball 1. We saw Makani squaring around, and if you're just joining us, Bill Pintard, so pleased with how his team just operated yesterday. Got on base, able to work guys around, stolen bases. On hit and run counts, they were able to put the ball in play, advance runners, adapting themselves to Forster baseball. And also, Bill Pintard saying how pleased he is just to have returning guys and establishing and maintaining the culture that was so good last year for the Foresters, returning 9 guys, Hoover and Nabarro, a part of that returning group. Down the line, Hall, high throw, safe. Nabarro is aboard.
Now batting for your Foresters, number 17, Zane Becker.
Nabarro aboard, Hoover down to second, and an opportunity for the Sturs. And actually for the second straight inning, the first 2 men have reached base. And Julian Diaz-Resendez, an incredible effort in the first. With 2 on, nobody out to get out of the inning clean, put up a 0 to start the ball game. It'll go down as an infield single for Nabarro. Left side, Damery can't make the play. Hoover to the plate, and the Foresters strike first, 1-0 in the second. His first pitch swinging for Zane Becker, puts the ball in play. And a ball in play results in the first run of the game for the Foresters. So an E6 brings in the first run. It's now Sandusky. 2 on, nobody out. Left side, Hall for out number 1. Over to the third, Nabarro. Down to second, Becker on the sacrifice by Joseph Sandusky out of the 9 spot. And back to the top, Marcus Grease. RBI chance for the starting second baseman. Already has 2 this year. He already has a double today. He's 1 for 1. Good pitch by Diaz Resendez, strike 1. Lined on one hop to Muchilli. Records out number 2, but that brings in the second run of the inning. Grease picks up the RBI. Nabarro scores the second run of the inning. 2-0 Foresters in the second. Ground out advanced. Becker over to third to give way to Kurt Ippolito. Bunt single his first time. Stole a base. A towering ball to center. Capel underneath it without number 3. The Foresters get their first 3 men on. Bring home 2 after 2. It's the Sturs on top of the Indians. 2-0 in Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none.
Top 3 due up for the Indians. 2-0 Foresters lead. Grove back to work. The objective today for Tanner Grove, get 3, maybe 4 innings depending on the pitch count. Ball 1 missed inside to Drew Capel. That's in the air to right. Ippolito to his right has out number 1. Now here's Jerem Damery and then Blake Gregory. And the Foresters able to capitalize, getting their first 2 men on via hits. Becker put the ball in play. An error brought home the first run, and then Grease brought home the second. 2-0 Foresters after a 13-1 victory yesterday against the Philippines. That's playable down the line. Salmon moves in, but it will be Sandusky. Makes his way over from short. Secures out number 2. Two quick outs in the third for the left-hander who finished up his freshman year at Cal. And it's now the catcher, Blake Gregory, was hit by a pitch his first time. Just misses away, ball 1. Dots the corner, evens the count, 1-1. For the Indians, process of bringing back this franchise to Santa Maria. Remember, it was disbanded in 2008. Brought back a couple years ago, and just a process, getting a bigger team, getting a better team, and being a part of the CCL this year is massive for the Indians. Also keeping their Indians' namesake as well. Here's a strike 2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, Sandusky. And the Indians go in order in the third. 3 up, 3 down for Grove through 2.5. Foresters on top 2-0 over Santa Maria.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Bottom of 3 from Eddie Matthews Field on the campus of Santa Barbara High School. Nelson, Woodworth, Salmon, 3-4-5 for the Foresters on top of the Indians, 2-0. Second game of the season for Santa Barbara. 1-0 in CCL play after a season ago going 23-9. That was best in the CCL South. That's a hard hit ball down the line in the right for Nelson. Single starts the inning for the Foresters. Nelson has his first hit of the day. Nelson yesterday went 2 for 5. Scored 2 runs, has his first hit of game 2. And for the third straight inning, the Foresters have a leadoff hit. Came up empty in the first, plated 2 in the last. Another slider from Diaz Resendez, ball 1. Josh 0 for 1 so far. Played this past season with Pepperdine, mainly a DH. Also, a couple times he took the hill as an arm for the Waves. It's 2-0. Strike 1. And Woodworth is coming up into the college ranks. Has played with Team USA, was on the U15 USA baseball team. Won the 22 World Baseball Classic in Mexico. And some big pedigree for Woodworth entering the college ranks. Two-time perfect game All-American in high school. 2 balls, 1 strike after the leadoff single by Nelson. Fouled off to the right, out of play, strike 2. And the Forsters, of course, when you look at this season, playing in the CCL South again, want to put together a strong and robust regular season performance, but it's all about Wichita and getting to that NBC tournament. The Forsters have now won 10 times, last of which in 2022. Runners on the move, and it's going to hit Woodworth. Hit by a pitch to put 2 on and nobody out in the third. And we've already mentioned that the Indians have won an NBC title. That was in 1982, and we spoke about the last time the Forsters were at the plate. Bill Pintard really building up this Forster franchise around the framework that the Indians had. The Indians were around before the Forsters as we know them now. And Bill Pintard actually said he figured out about and heard of the NBC tournament courtesy of Santa Maria. Used to be an old play-in tournament to get into the NBC that Santa Maria used to host. And that's how the Forsters and Bill Pintard really got familiar with the NBC tournament. That's really synonymous with the Forsters, team that has won it most with those 10 titles. 0-1 on Nick Salmon. Lifts the ball to left. Geenan back, going back, and that ball is gone. Nick Salmon goes deep, and the 3-run shot in the third makes it a 5-0 lead for the Foresters.
Home run. That home run by Nick Salmon, brought to you by Santa Barbara Airport. With flights to a dozen cities, you can reach just about anywhere and always come back home to Santa Barbara Airport. Now batting number 14, Caleb Hoover.
Salmon in just his second AB of the season. Makes it a 5-run game in the third. Now here's Hoover. Ball 1. Second home run of the year for the Foresters. And off those long balls, they have amassed 7 runs. Grand slam yesterday by Zane Becker. And now the 3-run shot by Salmon. And punishes Julian Diaz-Resendez for the leadoff single and hit batsman. Actually, for the first 3 innings, the first 2 men have reached safely. Roll to Mucilli, and he can't make the play. Hoover is on with nobody out in the third.
Now batting number 7, Makani Navarro.
First 4 have reached for the Sturs. That brings up Makani Navarro. Infield single his first time, scored a run. Sprayed out of play down the left field line, strike 1 on Makani. Navarro recently committed to UH, the University of Hawaii, after the last 2 years spent at Cuesta College in the San Luis Obispo area. Strike 2. Navarro went to Dunn School. Hails from Buellton. The second-year man with the Sturs, behind in the count, 0-2. Damery at short, goes the short way, and no chance at first to turn 2. Navarro beats it out. He's aboard on a fielder's choice. 1 down in the third.
Zane Becker.
That's going to bring up Zane Becker. 1 on, 1 out. 3 runs in for Santa Barbara. And we were just speaking of the man at the plate. In terms of home runs, Zane had the first one of the year yesterday. Earlier today, he reached on an E6. 1-1. Runners on the move. That ball is in the air to center. Down for a base hit. Nabarro first to third. And Becker collects his first hit of the ball game. Runners on the corners, 1 away to bring up Joseph Sandusky out of the 9 spot. Nabarro had the early jump. Becker puts it in play. And now a conversation between Gregory and Diaz-Resendez. Remember what Bill Pintard said yesterday. Just after one game, the Stars came to the plate in 8 innings in that first contest, and very impressed with what he saw with just all these different players coming from around the country. A lot of high-profile collegiate programs and just adapting the Forester mentality day one. Granted, there were a few more practice days than normal for the Foresters this season. The first game of the season was scheduled on Friday, but that was going to be on the road. That game got rescheduled to July. Provided the Stars an extra practice day. And as a result, put up 13 runs on 10 hits yesterday. And now caught between first and second is Zane Becker. Nabarro off of third base, and Nabarro got back in safely. It was blocked by Gregory behind the plate. And Becker was caught between first and second in the rundown, and likely a prudent play by Mucilli and Damery, second baseman shortstop, keeping an eye on Nabarro. It is 1-0. In the air to left, base hit. RBI single for Sandusky, 6-0 Foresters in the third. A 4-run third inning for the Stars. Sandusky picks up the RBI. First of the summer for Joseph. Julian Diaz-Resendez has gone 2 1/3. And just a quick chat on the hill for Santa Maria. Becker's down to second after the RBI by Sandusky. And already the third plate appearance for Marcus Grease. Marcus 1 for 2. A double and an RBI. Another RBI chance for Marcus. Ball 1. The 8th batter of the inning for the Stars. Line to left, but straight to Geenan, and collects out number 2. Grease down on the liner, and that brings up Kurt Ippolito, the 9th batter of the inning for Santa Barbara. Kurt is 1 for 2, bunt single, stolen base, and also a fly out to center. First and second, 2 down. 4 runs in the third. The Stars came up empty in the first when they had their first 2 men on. Diaz-Resendez did well to retire the next 3 in order, including 2 Ks. That is down the line, into the corner for Ippolito. One's in, Sandusky from first base to the plate, and a two-run double for Ippolito. He keeps on rolling early, and the Stars tack on two more in the third. A sixth-run third inning for the Foresters. And the two RBIs by Ippolito will chase. Julian Diaz-Resendez gets KO'd in the third. Santa Barbara on top of the Indians, 8-0 in the third.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
The new pitcher for the Indians, Gabriel Morales, takes over for Diaz-Resendez, who ends up going 2 2/3. And Morales has to face the man who started off this inning. Wyland Nelson started off with a leadoff single, has since scored a run. And launches one straight away to center. Capel will toggle for out number 3. Morales one pitch and the third out of the inning, but Santa Barbara batted around, bring home 6 runs, and after 3 on top of the Indians, 8-0 in Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Fourth inning, first pitch swinging for Geenan. Over to his left is Ippolito. One pitch, one out for Tanner Grove, who had to face the minimum in the third. And Tanner has now retired 6 in order. After a pair of hit batsmen in the first, along with 3 strikeouts, has given up 1 single to this point to the Indians. 8-0 Forester lead. That's down the line into left. Banducci will dig for 2. And a 1-out double for Dom Banducci. Second hit of the game for the Indians. Now find themselves trailing 8-0 after a 6th spot in the last by the Foresters. And now the number 6 batter, Chris Johnson, with 1 on, 1 out. A fly ball to right. Ippolito, easy to his left, has out number 2. Banducci on the fly out over to third. A lot of early swings from the Indians against Tanner Grove. And now with 2 down, Rocco Mucilli, who was stranded at second in the second. After a 1-out single, advanced to second on a wild pitch. Sliced off the first pitch, out of play, 0-1. Breaking ball will miss away. Evens the count 1-1. The Indians playing out of the CCL North as in the affiliate. Yesterday when the Stars played the Philippines playing out of the CCL South as the affiliate. 5 affiliates in the CCL, along with 10 full franchise teams, Santa Barbara being one of those 10. 3 balls and 1 strike on the number 7 man, Mucilli. Ball 4 down in the dirt. First base on balls given up by Grove today. Put runners on the corners, 2 down for Cesar Garcia. Popped up to second his first time. Grove now at 51 pitches after that walk to Mucilli. Of the 51, 31 have been strikes for Tanner. Ball 1. Grove, his first time through the order, struck out 5. Again, just those couple hit batsmen, which came in the first, settling into this outing. That's a line to center. Navarro on the run, makes the play. And the Indians strand a pair after the 1-out double by Banducci. He's stranded at third. And through 3.5, Foresters on top 8-0 over the Indians.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the fourth. Game 2 of a 34-game season for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Josh Woodworth, Nick Salmon, Caleb Hoover get their first look at Gabriel Morales, who took over in the last inning for Diaz Resendez. Locates his first pitch. He just needed one pitch to record the final out in the last inning. Got Nelson on a fly ball to center. Diaz Resendez, his final line, 2 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned. No walks and 2 strikeouts for the starting right-hander Diaz Resendez. So the bullpen opened up in the third. Here's a 1-1. Ball 2. Josh's last time was hit by a pitch, came around to score, and struck out his first time in the first. The Foresters, entering this inning, have scored in 8 of the 11 innings that they have batted this season. Scored in the 3rd through 8th yesterday. Were held in check, actually went in order in the 1st and 2nd against the Philippines. It's 2-2. Full count. And already at this point of the game, every man has already reached base for the Foresters. Straight up the middle. Woodworth is on to start the 4th. And now with that base hit by Josh Woodworth, every man in this lineup for the Foresters has already recorded a hit through 3+. Nick Salmon was good for a round trippers last time. Goes after the first one, strike 1. A 3-run shot by Nick Salmon after he K'd his first time. 1 on, nobody out. Sprayed back, nothing in 2. And again, Salmon knows the Santa Barbara area. Spent his freshman year of college with UC Santa Barbara. Redshirted 2 years back. Graduate of Corona Del Mar High School. That is off the legs of Morales and all the way through to center. Salmon is aboard, 2 on, nobody out for Santa Barbara. Second hit of the day for Nick. To bring up now Caleb Hoover. DH today for Bill Pintard. If you were with us yesterday, Hoover took the hill, and it was quite some time since he pitched. Last summer he was just recovering from a broken hand. Didn't pitch during the summer. He went around for a strike, and this past season with South Carolina wasn't throwing, and recently committed to Nebraska as of yesterday. We mentioned yesterday on the broadcast, so congratulations to Caleb. Moving on to Nebraska, and has a chance with 2 on, nobody out to extend this lead. It's 1-1. Caleb 1 for 2, scored a run. It was the last inning that the Foresters batted around. They had 6 runs on 5 hits in the last inning alone. Hard hit and gloved by Garcia. Nice play at first for out number 1. Ground out advances Woodworth to third. Salmon down to second. So with 1 down, here is Makani Nabarro. Makani, his first time, recorded his first hit of the summer. Bounced into a fielder's choice his last time. He has scored 2 runs. A couple RBIs sitting out there for Makani. Takes a strike. It was during this last college year for Makani where he brought home 29 with Cuesta College. 1-1. Fastball located for strike 2. Back to the hill. It's going to be a tough play. Damery will be late, and a run is in. Navarro puts the ball in play, brings home Woodworth, and another run for Santa Barbara. 9-0 in the 4th. Over to third, Salmon runners on the corners for Zane Becker. Makani picks up his second hit, picks up the RBI. Ball 1 to Zane Becker. Zane is 1 for 2 with a run scored. And for Becker, out of high school, graduate of Flower Mound High School. Was ranked the number 4 catcher in Texas by Perfect Game. Coming out of Flower Mound. Spent the last 2 years with Texas A&M. And of course, second year with the Foresters. And a group of Foresters that will see more guys from last year's team coming back to SB in the coming weeks. Bouncer, tough play in the hole. Damery goes the short way. And another run is in as a throw got away to Garcia. Salmon from third plates another run for the Foresters to make it 10-0. Becker aboard on a fielder's choice. Picks up the RBI. Now 2 down in the inning. And now the number 9 man, Sandusky, 1 for 1 with a sacrifice. Strike 1. But his last time, base hit to left, picked up an RBI, scored a run. And at this point, 7 of the 9 starters for the Foresters have plated a run. Every man has a hit. 10 runs on 12 hits for the Foresters to this point. 1 ball, 1 strike for Sandusky. That's down, ball 2. And it was the last inning, 6 runs on 5 hits for Santa Barbara. And the Stir's still perfect in terms of stolen bases this year. Perfect 7 for 7 with 1 stolen base in this game. If you weren't with us yesterday, we were recapping last year's season and how the Foresters like to play the aggressive, hard-nosed baseball style that Bill Pintard implements. 91 swiped bases a year ago. That's a base hit. Sandusky is 2 for 2. Fourth hit of the inning. The turnover of the lineup. This is Grease's 4th plate appearance. He stood in every inning so far this ball game. 1 for 3 with an RBI. Another RBI chance with the lead runner, Becker. Ball 1. Marcus gets ahead 2-0. Sprayed out of play, strike 1. Crease had a double off the wall in left center his first time. A ground out which brought home a run. And a line out to left. Already 2 runs in this inning for the Sturs. That's foul into the Stur bullpen, just shallow of the fence. 2-2. And no one warming up in the pen currently. Expect Grove to go 1 more inning. We were told Mason Krang would be the first man out today. Rolled over to Mucilli, and he can't make the play. From second base, Becker to the plate, and another run in for the Sturs. 3rd of the inning, 11th of the game.
Now batting number 18, Kurt Ippolito.
So a 2-out error continues the inning for the Sturs. To bring up the 8th batter of the inning, Kurt Ippolito. Already a 2 for 3 day for Kurt. Along with 2 runs batted in and a stolen base. So Ippolito, who was batting 7th yesterday, ended up going 3 for 5. Scored 2 runs and RBI, and he's 2 for 3. Got bumped up in the order from the 7th spot to the 2 hole. And his last time, a double down the line into the corner and left brought home a pair. Two and 1. Ippolito spending the last 2 years at Central Christian College of Kansas from Trophy Club, Texas. Graduate of Byron Nelson High School. Roll to the left side, another base hit for Ippolito, his 3rd of the game. To the plate, Sandusky over to 3rd, and they got him at 3rd. RBI single for Ippolito. Sandusky plates the 4th run of the inning as Grease retired at 3rd base for the final out of the inning. So Ippolito, his 3rd hit of the game, 3rd RBI. Extends the Forester lead 12-0 after 4. Pitch and change in the 5th inning, and this 5th inning is brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, one on Lower State Street and one in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So Mason Krang takes over on the hill, the right-hander who just recently graduated from San Marcos High School here in the Santa Barbara area, has committed to Fordham. And he now takes over after Tanner Grove went the first 4 shutout innings. Strike 1 upstairs to Hayden Hall, then Capel and Damery for the Santa Maria Indians, who find themselves trailing 12-0 to start the 5th. Crane gets ahead 0-2. Just a second plate appearance for Hayden Hall. Struck out his first time. And the final line for Tanner Grove, he went 4, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 punch-outs for Tanner Grove. The 1-2 from Krang. Got him. 1 away. Great start for Krang to his outing. Back to the top of the order, Drew Capel. He's 0 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch. First look at Krang, down low at 88 from the right-handed reliever, ball 1. In the air to center, back goes Nabarro for out number 2. Krang works quick through those first 2 that he faced. And now have to deal with the number 2 batter, Damery, who is 0 for 2. And a Santa Maria team that was initially founded in 1944, and the original Indians folded in 2008. And along the way, won the 1982 NBC World Series. Took down the Alaska Glacier Pilots over in Wichita. And was really the standard baseball over the summer on the West Coast for such a long time. Great seeing this franchise back up and running. Revitalized 2 years ago. In the last 2 seasons have continued to see growth for this Indians program. That's down 2-1. And also the growth being back in the CCL. Granted, back in the day, CCL was in the Central Coast League, now the California Collegiate League. But back in the CCL, playing a lot of top teams like the Santa Barbara Foresters, and the coaching staff and front office staff for the Santa Maria Indians so happy to be playing the likes of the Foresters on a day like today. It's 2-2. Softly hit down the line. That's down for a base hit. Damery, a 2-out single, continues the inning.
Now batting number 2, Blake Gregory.
The batter is Gregory. 0 for 1. It's also been hit by a pitch. That's when there were 2 hit batsmen in the first inning by Grove, who really dialed in. 4 shutout innings for the starting left-hander. Just 1 walk and 2 hits. Exceptional stuff from Grove, and 2 impressive starts for the Foresters so far. Jack Fowler yesterday just needed 53 pitches to go 5, picked up the win. It's 1-0. That is a base hit down the line into right. Down to second, Gregory. 2 in the scoring position for the Indians. So after having 2 hits through 4 2/3 innings, back-to-back hits, 2 in the scoring position for the Indians. 4 hits compared to 14 for the Sturs to this point of the game. Garrett Geenan stands in, RBI chance. Put the first runs on the board for the Indians. Ball 1. Geenan his last time a fly out to right. Back at the first, struck out. Breaking ball missed down 2-0. Skied on the infield. Crease says he has it. Out number 3. A pair stranded in scoring position for the Indians. Mason Crane works around the back-to-back hits with 2 down. Through 4.5. Sturs on top 12-0 over the Indians.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara Airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara Airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Wyland Nelson, Josh Woodworth, Nick Salmon to the plate. 12-0 Forester lead. 12 runs on 14 hits for the Sturs. Going after the first one, and that is out of play over the third base dugout. Actually, right behind the dugout. Able to make the play. Our view is obstructed, but right behind the fence line, right on the fence line, right behind the dugout. Hall was able to make the play for a foul out to start the inning, so Nelson will be retired. Just had enough room to operate for out number 1. Morales remains in this game on the hill after taking over in the 3rd. First pitch swinging again, and Woodworth is on for the 3rd time today, his 2nd hit. Josh Woodworth now 2 for 3. He has scored 2 runs and a 1-out knock for Josh to get on in front of Nick Salmon. Two for 3 day for Nick. 3-run shot in the 3rd. Base hit in the last. He has scored 2 runs. First pitch located on Salmon, 0-1. Excluding the first inning in this game, the Foresters have scored in every inning since the third yesterday. The biggest inning today, a 6th spot in the third. It's 1-1. Strike 2. After Salmon, Hoover, the DH. Two balls, 2 strikes. On an Indians team playing their 5th overall game of the season. 3rd CCL game. Opened up their season with 2 games against the Slow Blues. 1-1, lost 1. Salmon continues to battle. And notably, the first game of the season for the Indians, a 7-5 win over the Slow Blues. And you look back historically for the Sturs, those are the 2 biggest rivals. The Santa Barbara Foresters right now, Slow Blues, and now with the Indians making their way back into the CCL for so many years. It was the Santa Maria Indians. That's a ball hammered to right, going back, and Nick Salmon is off the wall. To second goes Nick. That ball was just about 2 to 3 feet underneath that coping. A double off the wall. And Salmon, a single, a double, and now a home run to put 2 on in front of Caleb Hoover. So here's Hoover. Chance for the Sturs to push him more. Strike 1. Now 16 hits for the Foresters. Hoover, who's batting at the 6th spot, this is already his 4th plate appearance. We're in the 5th. That ball into the backstop from third. Woodworth plates the 13th run of the game. Goes down as a wild pitch. Over to third, Salmon. On the outside corner, strike 2. And for the Foresters, their first off day of the year tomorrow, then 2 games on the road early next week, and then they will start a 4-game homestand between Thursday and Sunday. Hoover just got a piece of it. Means 1-2. When we were in the 3rd inning, the Foresters 1 through 9, everyone had a hit. Number of men already with multi-hit games. Hoover continues to battle. And Hoover, 108 plate appearance last year with the Foresters. Mainly at first base, sometimes the DH. Played in the outfield a couple times as well. Across those 108 plate appearances, hit .222 with the wood bat. Flies one to short left. Geen in, can't make the play, it falls. Salmon in, RBI for Hoover. Second hit of the day for Caleb.
Now batting, number 7, Connie Navarro.
14-0. The 14 runs on 17 hits for Santa Barbara. It's now Navarro. 3 straight hits for the Sturs after Nelson fouled out to start the inning. Strike 1. McConney today is 2 for 3. An RBI. He has plated 2 runs. That misses inside, 2-1. And for the Forsters, they will play 5 straight games next week against full-member franchise teams of the CCL, first of which will be Conejo on Tuesday. This is a chance for Gregory, catcher, but no chance to make the play. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Nabarro. And the Conejo Oaks season series, that will be an interesting to watch. The Forsters had a couple game edge over the regular season standings last year against Conejo. We'll face Conejo on the road on Tuesday. Then Arroyo Seco on Wednesday down in Pasadena. With 1 on, 1 out, Makani is hit by the pitch. And Nabarro aboard for the 4th time today, aboard safely for the 3rd time. Put 2 on, 1 out for Zane Becker. Reminder, we are in the 5th inning, and this 5th inning is brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, 1 on Lower State Street and 1 in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So here's Zane. Becker's reached on error, base hit to right center, bounced into a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI, and also has scored 2 runs. There is an arm warming up for the Indians. 17 hits for the Sturs. Ball 1. Becker this past year with A&M playing in 10 games in his sophomore campaign. And so many guys on this Santa Barbara roster from the state of Texas, that part of the country. Still a good handful of guys, local guys from the Santa Barbara high school area. 1 and 2 on Becker. And again, going back to that big idea that Bill Pintard, the 32nd year manager for the Foresters, got so much inspiration from the Indians back when he took over. The Indians were the standard on the West Coast for summer teams. The Indians were the team that got a lot of players from around the country. Conversely, while the Foresters were mainly local guys in the early years of the Foresters when they were revitalized in '91. Bill Pintard started expanding all the guys that he brought to Santa Barbara every summer. Nice take. Two and 2. The count is run full. Sandusky next. Hoover's the lead runner. Got underneath it to center. Easy for Capel. 2 down.
Now batting number 6, Joseph Sandusky.
First time Becker hasn't reached today. That's going to bring up Joseph Sandusky. Laid down a sacrifice. And after that, he is 2 for 2. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Two on, 2 down. 14-0 the lead for Santa Barbara. With Santa Maria making their return to the CCL. After folding 2008, a couple years back, being brought back. Every year, seeing a little improvement in terms of schedule, getting more guys from around the area. And of course, you see it now with the Indians playing in the CCL. Even routed the Slow Blues in their opening day game on the 29th of May. 7-5 victory over the Slow Blues. 2-0 count for Sandusky. Strike one. Two runs in this fifth inning. The Stars held scoreless in the first, 2 in the second, 6 in the third, 4 in the fourth. Can Sandusky bring in a couple more? 2-2. Bottom of the Finney's fifth inning. The 2-2 to Joseph Sandusky. Full count. Top of the order next. Marcus Grease stands on deck. There's been arm warming up for Santa Maria. The 3-2 from Morales. Got him swinging to end the inning. But Santa Barbara push in 2 more runs on 3 hits. It is a Forster lead, 14-0 after 5.
Thanks for listening. But how would you like to read about your favorite team? Hi, this is Jim Buckley, and I'm proud to announce the publication of our first book about the Foresters, Stir It Up, the story of America's most successful summer baseball team, is out now. 100% of the profits from this new book will benefit the Hugs for Cubs. You can buy one at the ballpark or online. Visit sbforesters.org for a direct link, or look us up on bookbaby.com. You can also pick up a copy locally at the Mesa Bookstore or Chaucer's or the Tecolote Bookshop. Stir It Up includes a complete history of the team from the founding by Bob Townsend in 1991 through all 10 national championships under Bill Pintard. You'll hear again from great Foresters players, read about the Hugs for Cubs, check out our all-time records, and much more. Help the Hugs and read Stir It Up. More info at sbforesters.org.
Changes for the Foresters. That's a first pitch strike from Joey Wittig. Wittig faces 5, 6, 7, Banducci, Johnson, Mucilli. But a number of changes made by Bill Pintard defensively. Nick Salmon is now at first. Jake Despain is now in left. Max Weddle is now at short. And Aiden Camberg is now behind the plate to catch for Joey Wittig. So 4 changes. And a 1-1 count on Dom Banducci. Banducci is 1 for 2. Double down the line in left in the 4th. Now in the 6th inning, Foresters leading 14-0. Big chopper, Woodworth. Long throw on target, 1 away. Remember, that's now Salmon at first base. Despain slides into the 3-hole for Nelson. Camberg, the straight change for Becker at the 8th spot, and Max Weddle now in the 9-hole to play at short for Sandusky. And now the DH, Chris Johnson, stands in. Base is clear, 1 down. Another big hopper. Here is Weddle on the short hop. Low throw, but out. 2 down. And Weddle had some nice plays yesterday in the hole at second and on the other side of the infield. Max very familiar with this field. Graduate of this high school and he's going to be going to Chaminade next year over in Hawaii. And some extra shouts from that first base dugout, loving that play over at short by Max. 2 down, here's Muchili. First pitch strike from Wittig, and Joey spent last year with Louisiana Tech. Been all over the place, the San Diego native, prior to Louisiana Tech at Northwest Florida State College. Spent his first year at South Carolina. And this past year with Louisiana Tech, 12 appearances on the hill, 15 2/3 innings pitched for Joey. And the 0-2 to Muchili. And that foul tip back into Camberg. Great to see Camberg back to his feet. Means nothing in 2. Two quick outs by Joey Wittig in his debut on the hill for the Foresters. The 0-2 to Muchili. And that's outside third. Do it again. And Camberg now catching for Wittig. Yesterday was the DH during opening day. In the hole, tough play for Woodworth, and the Indians go in order. Joey Wittig, fantastic work in his debut. Some good plays on the infield through 5.5. Foresters on top of the Indians.
For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Top three for the Foresters, Grease, Ippolito, and Despain. Pitch and change, Drew Capel, who started in center field, now into throw. Caden McLeod will take over in center field defensively. And with Capel starting in center field, Indians losing their DH. Bottom of the sixth, first pitch, a strike on Grease. 0-1. Marcus today, he's 1 for 4. Doubled off the wall his first time. He's picked up an RBI. Spray down the line and right, out of play, 0-2. So the Foresters continuing attacking runs. Except the first, they have scored in every inning so far today. The 14 runs on 17 hits. Ball one. The 5th plate appearance today for Grease. Came up to the plate innings 1 through 4. And that hits him high. And Marcus down to first.
Now batting number 18.
Good to see him okay. So, Grease aboard to start the 6th. And that brings up Kurt Ippolito. 1 on, nobody out. And what a day and what a start has been for Kurt. We'll start with today's 3 for 4. 3 RBIs and a stolen base. And yesterday, Ippolito was 3 for 5 with an RBI and 2 stolen bases. Behind in the count, 0-2. Again for Kurt, wasn't with the Foresters last year. In 2024, minimal action, just a couple plate appearances. Spent his last 2 years at Central Christian College of Kansas. Bouncer. Tough play in the hole. Damery from his backside gets the force out at second. What a play. Falling away, able to get the force out. 1 down.
Jake Despain.
Ippolito on board on a fielder's choice. And now hitting for the first time, Jake Despain. Was a defensive change in the last half inning. Jake yesterday started in right field. Went 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch, scored a run. 1 on, 1 out. And remember, Ippolito already has 3 stolen bases, essentially through a game and a half. Strike 1. And Despain finished up his sophomore year with Golden West CC. Same school as Nick Salmon. What a day has been for Nick as well. Despain quickly in the hole, 0-2. Then Manhattan Beach native, like Golden West in average this past season. Despain sprays it foul. We'll do it again. Now at this point of the season, after yesterday's game, 10 hits for the Foresters. They can tack on 17 more to this point. 27 hits already for Santa Barbara, and it was a year ago when the Foresters hit 276. That was second best in the CCL. Despain will go down looking. Good breaking ball by Capel. 2 down.
Now batting number 20, Josh Woodward.
That brings up the cleanup man, Josh Woodworth. He's 2 for 3. He has scored 3 runs. He's also hit by a pitch. Fastball at 88 misses upstairs. Third CCL game for the Indians. Currently 1-for-1 after splitting a 2-game set against the Slow Blues on their opening weekend, May 29 and May 30th. Foresters, after the opening day win yesterday, with this 14-0 lead, into the off day with a lot of offensive production. To their first couple road games, and their first full week of the season, playing 6 games next week. That's also just the difference between some of the affiliates in the CCL and then the full franchise members. Damery flips Mucilli for the force out. Woodworth puts it in play. Ippolito, the force out victim, for the final out of the inning. After 6 from Santa Barbara High School, Foresters on top 14-0 over the Indians.
Foresters fans love to watch a winning team. Like the Foresters, Coastal Copy has also put together a winning team. For more than 50 years, the friendly folks at Coastal Copy have been your local source for copiers, printers, and equipment service for businesses of all sizes. Call them today at 800-995-8835 or visit coastalcopy.com. Coastal Copy is proud to be a sponsor of the Foresters radio family and of the Hugs for Cubs. Coastal Copy and the Foresters, second to none. For a full range of outpatient physical therapy services, go to Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy. Our experienced and compassionate therapists, Bill Oakley, Alan Edmondson, and Andy Eubank, will provide you with a custom rehab program. For sports injuries, spine care, post-surgical care, and more, you'll enjoy our state-of-the-art facilities and receive a comprehensive program catered to your greatest physical potential. Alta Orthopedics Physical Therapy, where the Foresters go to heal. Visit altaortho.com.
Another change on the hill for the Foresters. Max McGrady takes over. Forester debut. And Max spent this last year with Cal Lutheran, currently undeclared. Also spent a year with Santa Barbara City College. Also a year with Holy Cross from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Makes his Forester debut as he'll have to deal with 8-9-1. Garcia, Hall, and Capel. Strike one. That's in there, strike two. Garcia today, 0 for 2. Pop up to second and a line out to center. Garcia goes down swinging, one away. Max McGrady K's the first man he faces this summer. Great start for Max, man who hails from Pennsylvania. That's going to bring up Hayden Hall out of the 9 spot. Hall has struck out twice today. It's his first look at McGrady. One of the big highlights for Max this season on the 17th of April against Whittier. Through the complete game, just a single earned run. He struck out 8 along the way. That was with 126 pitches to go the distance. Falls behind 2-0 to Hayden Hall. Regardless of what this score ends with the Foresters on top 14-0, Santa Maria Indians a couple years back after being brought back to life after folding initially in 08. Team that was founded in 1944. It's good to see a franchise like the Indians had such a following years ago up in Santa Maria, and so many big rivalry games between these two teams. Great to see the Indians back and swinging the lumber. 2-2. The count is now full. Hall takes ball 4 and a 1-out walk for Hayden Hall. He's aboard for the first time. Back to the top, Drew Capel. Capel is 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. He was hit by a pitch his first time. That was against Tanner Grove. The starter today went 4 shutout innings. Just 2 hits, struck out 5. One on, 1 out. Capel takes the ball down at 86. 2-0. And if you were with us earlier today, talking about the history, especially when these two teams met in the 1950s, a big rivalry there. Big hopper to Woodworth. On to Grease, on to Salmon, but not in time. They get the force out at second. Capel's able to beat it out for a fielder's choice at first. But when the two teams played in the Central Coast League, typically in the 1950s, it was the Foresters, the original Foresters, that were disbanded in 1962, and the Indians battling for that title. And when the Foresters were brought back in 91, they kept the same name of the local team that played and finished in 1962. Bouncer to the left side off the bat of Damery. Across the diamond. Inning is over. And with that ground out, it looks like that's going to be it for the ball game. There was some discussion between innings. We were not relayed completely. But this game will be finished in 7. A 14-0 win for Santa Barbara. Game being truncated to 7 innings. And the final score will be 14-0. Santa Barbara take down Santa Maria. The two teams will meet for a second time later on this year on July 17th. But this game being shortened to 7 innings, and the Foresters move to 2-0 in CCL play, and the Indians will fall to 1-2 in CCL play. The Stars will have an off day tomorrow. The next 2 games will be on the road. We'll be with the team on the road on the 9th against Conejo Oaks, and on the 10th in Pasadena at Arroyo Seco. And the Stars will be back in action 11, 12, 13, and 14 all next week, Thursday through Sunday. So if you're in the area, come check out the Stars. Early goings of the season, and the Stars now 2-0 after 2 games. Final score 14-0 Santa Barbara over the Santa Maria Indians. For the entire team, entire front office, for Bill Pintard, all of our great team with the Santa Barbara Foresters, I am Hunter Shoemake saying so long from Eddie Matthews Field at Santa Barbara High School. Foresters take down the Indians 14-0.